Good morning, y'all. So I did want to make a video to just give more background, and I don't want to drag the eviction scenario on, but I do want to explain that I'm a very super compassionate person, and I am blessed that somehow on my salary, an education salary, and we all know the jokes behind those salaries, I have been able to pay for a single mother of two and her other family members to live in my home. That's what's been going on. I have been paying for them to be in my home because they have not been able to pay. They fell on hard times like many others. I understand that. I completely relate to that. My heart goes out. So I've done everything, and me and the lady, we have honestly, the report is okay for her to have lied as many times as she has lied about when she can pay and how much she can pay. So we have shown compassion to each other as mothers, human beings, responsible people, as responsible as we both can be. I am going through the proper channels to have her evicted, and she does have some time to move, and I did want to make sure that my property was not being damaged in the meantime, because I can change the locks in Texas. It is just that I would have to give a key to the tenant upon request. So that's something in favor of the tenants, that they will be able to just get another key. I have not had to change the locks on her. She cooperates as much as she can. That's my only time being in the house since the leasing of it started in March of 2024, March of this year. So it is October, and she fell behind in a way where she couldn't catch up in August. So she had already paid late like a bunch of months. And, I was working with her because I'm a compassionate person. It's just that this is my season to get what I truly deserve. And I'm blessed that my children's father is helping me, really helping his children to not be homeless, because I cannot truly afford to pay for rent where I'm at in this townhouse, and a mortgage that's very, it's expensive. That's why I moved to put another family in who maybe could not qualify to purchase, but had the money to be able to buy it. I'm wondering if maybe I should have done like a lease to own. Maybe that would have gave the person a feeling of, I have ownership in this, and they could have just bought the house for me at some point with some sort of creative owner financing. That's something for me to consider going forward. Although I think I am being led to completely give up this purchase, and to me it was a great purchase overall. Because of the price point, it was like 250,000. It was around there. I would have to get the exact number, but not too far off from there. It was like a 2 to 3% interest rate. It's just that taxes in Houston, everything says that taxes are going up. I will do a video on that. So the taxes went up, the house note went up, and everything, all the economic indicators say that taxes will continue to go up in Houston, Harris County. So for those of you all thinking to move to Houston, Texas in Harris County, be aware that you will be paying for a lot of the infrastructure of Houston, which is needed. I was not impressed when I first moved here at these roads. Even driving on the roads, I'm like, these roads are raggedy. For St. Louis, Missouri, the roads was nice. They was nice. And then I got here and they were raggedy. They're always working on them. They kind of suck. But yeah, me and the lady had conversations. I did let her know that it's a possibility for me and my children to be homeless, because in order for me to avoid eviction, I must leave my place. And where will I go? I mean, she's still in my place. She might not move early, but I have wanted to move to Houston, back to Houston for quite a while now, over a year for sure. And I have wanted to be closer to my job in Houston. And I think it's happening for me. I've said it enough. And if that means giving up something that I thought was an investment, then that's what's going to have to happen. And you know what? I'm going to have to trust God to bless me with more. I'm looking at it like, oh my God, this house is already $250,000. That house is $250,000. You know what I mean? And I qualified to be able to finance it over 30 years. So I'm looking like, how would I qualify to finance an even more expensive house? Because with the prices of everything going up, inflation, as well as the taxes on the rise in Houston, it sounds like I'm going to pay more. But that is okay, because one of my goals is to pay an astronomical amount for a rent or mortgage. Why? Because your rent and mortgage is supposed to be 30% of your income. And I am preparing for my income to go up astronomically. So that's part of the push for YouTube and online presence, because I am a teacher. I really am a teacher. I am, but not kind of in the middle there. But I am a teacher and have been so for almost a decade, and truly have been so for longer than that. I've been a student forever, lifelong learner. And teaching is how you get rich. It is not quick. It is not cute. It can be grueling. It can be energy intensive. It depends on how you set it up. But that's how you get rich. Like all my favorites. I was just looking at Prince EA's boot camp. I actually went to school with him. And he's a millionaire. I know he's a millionaire. I know he just made like $1 million in a day. Probably more than that. And I was like, wow. Like, I'm not too far, This is my thing. It says, faith makes all things possible. Faith makes all things possible. So I am a believer. I am a believer. I have faith. And although I've been through a lot, I'm still here. I'm still standing. Y'all see this light going on and off the computer because I'm over here doing some work early in the morning. So right now my wake up time is 4 a.m. and it's 2:52 a.m. right now. Because 4 o'clock I need to be getting ready for work. And that's based upon how far I live from my job. So, yes, I need to move. I did and was considering holding on to the house, but that would be holding on to a belief that I can't have more. I can't get more. God is not going to bless me anymore. That's all God can do for me. And that's not true. I do believe in abundance. I can have more than that. And it can be an ideal situation for me, where I will not have to drive for an hour to 2 hours back and forth to work, because that is what is happening now. So this channel was just this video here was just to let you all know that I don't take the relationship that I have with that I have currently and had and will have in the future, which will be no relationship eventually, or she will just be like somebody who either paid me back or didn't pay me back. It is what it is. Like, God's going to bless me. I don't take our relationship lightly. I worked with her, but at the end of the day, when they say get your money in full, that is what you need to do. You need to get your money in full. You don't take breadcrumbs. Okay, did y'all listen to the Cash Commandments, Cash Doll? No, that's my girl. Yeah, you don't take the crumbs. Like, she's consistently, oh, okay, you pay me $1,000 to live here. It costs more like $2,500 to live here. You're gonna pay me the rest of it next month. Okay, so then what about when the next rent is due? Are you gonna pay that? Like, it's just getting just backed up, and not really being able to catch up. And you're not supposed to let nobody tell you they gonna pay you back with their taxes. You gonna pay me back during tax season? Or you gonna tell me during tax season that something happened to your taxes? I ain't got time for that. That's not how business is done. And that's not a relationship that I can afford to manage in any way, shape, or form. I cannot afford to be like, oh, you know what? I already got that. Maybe one day, I would love to do that one day. One day, just give somebody a break, especially a single mother. Give a single mother a break. Girl, you're here. I got a space for you. It's a $250,000 house, and you don't have to pay anything. I would love to do that one day. Just today, I cannot economically afford to do that. But you know what? One day I will be able to do that. And I have been able to pay for that for her. But I do have to go through the eviction process because she really don't want to move. I talked to her about, hey, if you do XYZ, then you don't even have to worry about me filing this. So those discussions were had. And now a move must take place, and I think that I'm supposed to sell my first home. As much as I was like, it could be an investment property, it could be an Airbnb, it could be this, it could be that. It's just like, it's so far. You have 3 children that you've been doing it all for. You have a oldest child who needs more structure like he used to have. That's going to take time. You're not going to have time to be constantly going out to this house to make sure it's okay with the Airbnb situation, or worrying about if somebody paid or didn't pay, or when you're going to be able to get somebody into the housing. I don't know that I will be able to keep it, and I am okay with letting it go. As well as my other financial situation is I do need to pay off my car note because it's a large financial burden. With daycare for 2, I pay for 2 daycares of ones. And, that's a lot. Mortgage, rent, 2 daycares, car note. It's like, girl, you never gonna have no money. Nah, but I will. So yeah, that lady, she is going to be A-okay. I hope that she does not get behind in her rent payments anymore. And my suggestion, and a reason that I have never been evicted, is that I pay my rent first. So she was telling me she doesn't pay her rent first. It's normal for people to be behind. That's not something I really ran into in my life, because I paid my rent first. Because when I left home at the age of 18 and went off to college, of course I was staying in my dorm at first, but once I got my own housing, it wasn't nowhere for me to really go, for me to be like, oh, I will pay for something else first. I had to pay it off car back in those days. Not my whole, like, 18, 19, and 20s. I had, like, finance cars for sure. But my first car literally cost, like, $1,200 from an auction. So that was paid off. So, okay, I'm paying my rent, you know. My next car was $5,000 cash car from a dealership. And it was paid off, you know, so I'm paying my rent. And when I got a finance car, I still pay my rent first. So my advice to anybody is to certainly pay your rent first. You know, I want y'all to know that I'm a finance major, so I watch, like, economic stuff, and oh my God, it's so amazing to me. I want to start to share some of those items with you all, give a different perspective on things, and trying to think. I also am going to post positive affirmations, because I have struggled with that. I use my words to beat myself up, which could be akin to emotional abuse, you know, like the things that I have said to myself in the past, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. That was not smart, you know, and the way that I've said it is not okay. And I really want to instill in myself and in others positive self-talk. Positive affirmations will be on my page soon. I hope that you all watch it with me every day. And I really appreciate you all for tuning in. It's so strange to hear yourself talk sometimes. Oh my God. And to realize, like, this is how I sound. St. Louis accent now mixed with the Houston accent. And oh my God. I'm glad that y'all can understand me. Yeah, look out for some finance reporting, what's coming up economically. Look out for some tips from myself as an ex-stockbroker, an ex-real estate agent, an ex-franchise owner, a teacher, an educator, as well as, like I said, the positive affirmation. I think that's pretty much going to be the main thing on my channel, and plus the family stuff, because, I mean, obviously I'm always taking care of my children, so I don't mind for them to be on here as long as they are safe. And of course, I have to come up with different products that I believe in for you all to invest in for yourselves. So certainly, like, a day planner will probably come. I'm almost done with my cosmetology license, so I do hope to finish one day. I have like a month left that I need to squeeze in somewhere. So yeah, look out for some beauty line products, things like that. Those will be part of my brand. Those will be on trend for me. And, like, you know, just natural for me. I'm only gonna do, like, what makes sense. As y'all see, no edits, family. Like, I'm not about to be editing all these videos. Maybe one day somebody will do it for me, but that is one thing of, like, video edits take time. Time is money. I have a lot of those things, but I just have to allocate it differently. I have to, you know, spend time with my children, and I have to sleep. Try to, at least. As y'all see, I'm up 2 a.m. and been trying to get up since before then to work on some work, because, you know, I know how to get things done. I can do hard things. Look at those positive affirmations, y'all. Yes, come through. So, thank you all who are here watching this video. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all in the next video, and just look out for what's coming down the pipeline. This is something that I've tried over the years, starting a YouTube channel, and you know, the stuff that you fail at over and over, you get better at it. So maybe I'm not like the best editor yet or ever, but I know how to turn the camera on and talk. Yeah. And then the comments are very interesting, you all. Somebody was talking about in the eviction video that I was like looking at myself in the mirror. I thought I was cute that day. I wasn't coming to like stunt on anybody. I just really wanted to make sure the property was okay. I did a walkthrough. It's an unfortunate situation. As far as the lady going off about the funeral, we've all had funerals. You still have to pay your rent. When my father died, they didn't give me 3 months off from paying rent. Nobody did that for me. So I don't understand. Because that would be the second death she said she's had in her family. This one was an uncle, I believe. So I'm like, I'm sorry for your loss, but ma'am, that doesn't mean that you don't get to pay. And then if you're hosting somebody, they can't help you out. She was so worried about like them finding out about her situation. I'm just like, if they come to stay, can they help you out? Maybe like come together as a family. But you know, once again, I know it's hard times out here, so I'm not trying to rag on nobody. Like, that's not me at all. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Look out for the positive affirmations. I will try to record them today. Might be tomorrow. But yeah, that's something that certainly needs to happen. I think that I've said all that I need to say. So peace out, y'all.